In this video, we will present some of the most interesting new features that were implemented in Oxygen Content Fusion 6.1. First off, it is now possible to specify a due date when creating a review task. When creating a task using the Content Fusion Task Manager in Oxygen, there is now a due date option in the new task box. You can also do this when creating a task within a project in the browser interface. Once within the project, we'll add a file to initiate the task creation process. We'll give it a name, and the due date can be set here. And notice that whenever you have the task open, you can see the number of days left under the task name. Reviewers are also notified via email when the due date is close. It's also possible to set a due date on existing review tasks that are created outside a project. You can open the task, go to the Settings page, and you can specify the due date from there. Also in the Task Settings page, notice that there is a new Reviewer's Edit Mode set of options that allows you to limit the reviewer's editing ability for the task. If you select the Suggest Using Change Tracking option, reviewers will be able to suggest changes and add comments with the change tracking feature enforced. And if you select the Comment Only option, reviewers will only be able to add comments in the documents. Now we'll log in as Mary, a reviewer, to show the effect of the option. We'll open the same task and open a file, and it is not editable. The only option is to add a comment. All collaborators on a task can now see the review status for all reviewers. After opening a task, you see that under the task name it shows how many reviewers have finalized the task. You can click this drop-down widget to see the review status and details for each reviewer. Task owners can now request another review for reviewers who have finalized the task. We'll log back in as John, the task owner, and we'll open a review task and click the drop-down widget, and the task owner can click Request Re-Review. Notice Paul's status is now in progress. The reviewers are also sent an email notification to let them know another review has been requested. Now we'll log in as Paul, a reviewer, to show you that after a task owner re-requests a review, when the reviewer opens the task, there is an option to view the changed files only to make it easy to identify which files have changed that need to be reviewed again. Now we'll log back in as John, the task owner. We'll go to the Owned by Me tab, and for a task that has been closed, the task manager can open the task and click the Reopen Review button in the top stripe. This is another method to resume progress on the task. If we go back to the My Review task page, you see that the task status is now in review. Finalized tasks also reset for a particular reviewer when they make changes. Logged in as Mary, a reviewer, we'll go to the Assign to Me tab and click the Show Finalized Review Task button. We'll open a finalized task and open one of the files, and we'll make a change. Notice that the Finalize My Review button reappeared and a message is displayed indicating the review is back in progress. This only affects the review for that particular reviewer, and the review status for all other collaborators remain unaffected. Review tasks that are created outside a project can now be marked as integrated to archive them. Logged in as John, the task owner, we'll open a closed task, and now we have access to the Mark as Integrated button. If we go back to the My Review Task page, that task is now hidden, but we can click the Show Integrated Review Task button to see all the integrated tasks. Next, the Task Activity page was redesigned. We'll open a task and go to the Task Activity page. Each type of change now has a unique icon, and hovering over the icons reveal the type of change. For a changed file, for example, you can hover over the file name, click the 3 vertical dots, and then you could choose to open the file. Or you could click the file name and it opens the 2 versions of the document in a file comparison window so that you can clearly see the differences. Reviewers now have the ability to create and upload files within a task. Previously, only task owners could do this. Logged in as Paul, a reviewer, we'll open an existing task and we'll click the New File button. This opens a window where you can choose a file template and a title for the file. Then you could add content to the file using the visual editor. Now we'll go back to the previous page to show you that you can also upload an existing file within the task. The last thing we want to show you is that in the My Review Task page, the columns in the list of review tasks is sortable, making it easier to find particular tasks. You can try these new features for yourself on our demo webpage. And for a complete list of all the features and updates that were added in Content Fusion 6.1, go to our What's New page.